What's up, guys? Might be time to burn it down. Might be time to burn the whole thing down. Let's go.
Let's go. This ain't the fuck like force is thinking he stinks.
Oh shit!
It's gone.
Here we go. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Fan Friday. I'm your host, Jake Friel, along with Dan Shriok. Pete Young down below holding the Fire Glen River sign for everyone that's listened to the audio version of the show. Thank you for joining us. Got a lot to talk about. 76ers are struggling, and it's good. Doc Rivers, what does his future hold here in Philadelphia? Could this be it? Could this be the final run with Doc Rivers? Maybe. A lot of people are frustrated, including myself. And to end the show on a lighter note, we'll be getting into some Phillies talk. The season starts next week. So a lot of excitement around the Phillies. Spring training's been a blast to watch. It's been, I think, the most I've watched a lot of spring training games for I can't even remember the last time I watched this many spring training games. It's just fun. It's going to be a fun year. And as always, call-ins. Where you, the fan, can call in. Just message us on our Facebook or Instagram being like, hey, I want to hop on the show. I want to talk about Phillies. How much Doc Rivers stinks, how much James Harden has struggled and is looking like a former shell of himself. Whatever you want to talk about, the floor is yours. Or as Andy Reid would say, time's yours. So message us on our Facebook, Instagram, being like, hey, just want to hop on. But before we get into that, Fan Friday is brought to you by Gleason's Bar. Gleason's Bar is located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or order online on Gleason'sBarandSteaks.com. The website, again, is Gleason'sBarandSteaks.com. For promo code A2D, get yourself 10% off your order. And our poll question for tonight, if I can find it, is also brought to you by All Campus. All Campus is giving 20% off everything in their store, including hats, shirts, team cornhole sets, and more to all our subscribers. So all you have to do, go to our YouTube, hit the subscribe, show it to John down at All Campus in Ocean City, New Jersey. I'm like, hey, I'm subscribed. Bam, 20% off. I'm telling you, yeah, we're just giving away here at A2D. So, the poll question for tonight: the Philadelphia 76ers issues will be resolved by the playoffs. Agree or disagree? Oh dear. Before we get into it, on the back end, it looks like we might have a little PSA, according to one Frank Vespi.
Oh shit,
Frank, if you want to hop in, by all means.
Yeah, we got to cancel you guys, unfortunately.
What happened?
So we're gonna actually debut a new show. It's called Stick It to Wicket. It is a cricket themed show. And they decided they want to take your time slot. And,
I got you.
We're entertaining cricket and not the USFL. This is bullshit.
I know, but I mean, we got to fit some needs for everybody. But
Who the fuck watches cricket?
But the person who's going to do it, she has a lot of money, and she really wants this time slot real bad.
Beyonce?
Yeah, she has a ton of money. If you want to meet her, her first name is April. Her last name is Fools. So happy April Fools, everybody. So that's my PSA. There's my April Fools prank of 2022. So I will see you all guys later and enjoy the show.
Later, Frank. God damn it, Frank. But that's Frank Vespi from A2D Wednesday Night. You can check him out every Wednesday night with Tom, Ryan, Ralph, Nate, Greg, and the guys. They do a great job over there. Yeah.
To quote Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you need to be a crumpet to understand cricket.
Yeah, I don't understand cricket. But anyway, a little off the rails. But the poll question for tonight, the Philadelphia 76ers issues will be resolved by the playoffs. Agree or disagree? What do you say, Pete?
Fuck no. Did you not see the fucking sign? It's right here. Did you see the back of the sign? I understand where I'm at. We want Brett. We want Brett.
No.
I understand this shit. Like, fucking. See where I'm at?
You feel better?
No, I don't. I do not fucking feel better. Okay? This is supposed to be fucking sunshine and rainbows. We added James Harden. It was supposed to be really fucking simple. But this guy's a fucking moron. If I curse another 5 times, I'm probably gonna get taken off the freaking air. I can't. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's fucking painful watching this team. And but I've said this about Doc Rivers. Glenn. I'm sorry, Glenn. He doesn't deserve a cool fucking nickname. You're Glenn. like some middle-aged white dad that nobody gives a fuck about. Oh my god! Glenn is wearing his fanny pack again. Ha ha. Fuck out of here. No, it's not gonna be fixed. This guy's a moron. He's Brett Brown with a ring. The only reason he's fucking relevant is because, oh my god, look what he's able to do with 4 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, yep.
Oh wow, he won a championship with 4 Hall of Famers. Man, didn't see that one fucking coming. Like, his rotations suck. He's throwing shade at fucking Harden. Are you kidding me? Even Embiid is sick of his shit. Like, I can't do this with him. Like, this coach is driving me fucking up the walls. I honestly hope we lose, so he's fired and Sam Cassell's the coach. Somebody else go before I punch something.
I mean, just to build off of your point, Pete, I wouldn't be against Sam Cassell, and we'll get more into Doc Rivers as the show goes on. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But Dan, what do you say? Does it get better, or is it? Do we just keep going down this perpetual spiral?
I mean, it obviously has a potential. I mean, does it look likely at this point? I'm gonna say no. I'm not as. So I feel like everybody should clearly have an issue with Doc in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
But as of recently, like the last 3 games, it's not all on him.
Mm-hmm. Generally
speaking, just the team in its entirety has been poor defensively the entire season. The entire season. And that has nothing. It's not all on coaching, because they have plenty of they have 3 or 4 coaches on this roster that have either been head coaches before or can be head coaches in this league currently.
Mm-hmm.
So as much input as Doc has being the head coach, there should be enough around him that could make up for that in certain situations in terms of just coaching up defense. As far as rotations and shit like that, Pete's right. Yeah, the rotations have been horrible all fucking year, but they were horrible last year too. So we kind of knew that,
right,
going into this year. What I didn't foresee happening, especially when they brought Harden in, is shit like that happened last night. I expected the defense. I expect stuff like that. But you having problems late in games, you scoring 15 points in the fourth quarter against a team that's nowhere near making the playoffs,
one of the worst teams. One of the worst teams in the NBA. Yeah. Yep.
Like that. Nah, you cannot have shit like that happening. The 2 games previously that they lost. Yeah, I mean, it sucked, but you're talking about you lost to 2 teams who were in the NBA Finals last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like they played very well in both those games. Both those games they could have won easy.
Yep.
Because they held double-digit leads in both games for an extended period of time. So, like, I'm not. Does it look good? No, it doesn't look good, especially after the last game. But I'm not ready to like lose my shit and be like, oh my god, well, they're not going to be able to do anything. Because at the end of the day, they do still have two all-world players.
Mm-hmm.
Harden looks a shell of himself as far as the last couple of games. I'll say that. More or less, honestly, if you look at his numbers, it's been in closing and in the second half of games, which again doesn't look good.
No.
But like yesterday, he had 14 points in the first half. He had a great first half, and then in the second half, he puts up 4 points. Like, no. Clearly that can't happen for this team to go anywhere. But I'm also, like I said, I'm not concerned enough to the point where I think it's time to, throw in the towel and be like, oh, Jesus Christ, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs, whatever. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, again, I'm all for burning it down and being like, this team isn't going to go anywhere. But once you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal and that whole thing. And I understand everyone's frustration with the team and how you lost against arguably the worst team in the NBA, who just, I don't care what you say, that they outpaced you up and down the court all last night, just for them being a young team. But it's just, it shouldn't have happened. Plain and simple, it shouldn't have happened. And that's the issue that you have with Doc Rivers, to where you see the opposing team just boat racing you left and right up and down the court and staying in the game with you. Like, call a timeout, Doc. Like, call a timeout. And that's my other issue with him. He doesn't call it a timeout until it's too late, until the other team's on like a 15-4 run. So it's been an issue his entire career. Doesn't get better as far as like Doc calling timeouts and getting a literal feel. No, I don't think so. I mean, Doc is what he is, but can the team improve? Absolutely. Now, my only concern is with the comments that Doc said last night in regards to James Harden, saying, not blaming the bench, but more blaming Harden for playing more ISO and that whole thing. And again, I feel like the whole team's basically been playing ISO at this point. And Embiid's been playing a lot of ISO these past couple games. And for whatever reason, we got away from what we were doing the first 5 games after we acquired James Harden. And I don't know why. Doc's just like, oh, you know what? I'm in my own head. I'm one of the greatest coaches ever, and no one can oppose my opinion. So we're going to change things. Even though you were scoring 120 points a night in those 5. I don't know. I don't know. It makes no sense. Hopefully,
that's Harden's game though for a while though.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's easy to throw that on the Doc, but part of that could be Harden. Like none of us are in that building, so we don't really, unfortunately, we don't know.
Right.
Well, you can go back and look at James Harden's entire career. He's an ISO player. Like that's
just his game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where. I mean, again, do they turn it around? I hope they do. I mean, they have plenty of games to get back in the rhythm of things before the playoffs start. And I'm just worried that, and I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just worried about they're just going to look like this the rest of the year, and we're going to have an early playoff exit. That's my only concern. But to the poll, do I think they turn it around? Yeah, I do. But how far they go, I'm not sure. As far as my Eastern Conference final prediction was after we acquired James Harden, I don't know if that's still going to stand pat, but I'm going to stay with it until they get eliminated. But I don't know how realistic that is just based on these past, 6 games now? I feel like.
I mean, it's all about, like, I thought about this yesterday when they lost. A lot of this is all about positioning too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go out and say that they're losing games or they're not, giving it that they're not playing 100%, because there's points in that game yesterday where you could look at these guys and you could tell they didn't have it.
Oh yeah,
they just didn't have it. Like they didn't come out with juice. Like I said prior, like they played 2 teams the previous 2 games that were literally in the finals last year, and they were juiced for those 2 games because they played good. So I mean, I don't know, but like going back to the whole Doc Rivers thing. If there's anything that you should be pissed off about this guy with the last 3 games, is the Paul Millsap bullshit in the Bucks game.
Yep.
No fucking way that shit should have happened.
No.
Embiid called him out on it.
Oh, hey, look, Paul Reed has good numbers, decent numbers against Giannis. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
We're gonna go home.
It's not even that though, Pete. Like Embiid even said it. Like, put me back in the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care.
Like he just like people. We used to joke about Brett's rotation and him keeping Joel on the bench too long. It's like nothing compared to the way Doc does it, because Doc does it. Well, Brett did it because he liked structure. Doc does it because he wants to show everyone he's correct. Mm-hmm. Like he did the same thing with Simmons, where it's just like they're going on like a 30-point run, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, you're watching the game just slip away, and you're like, I got this, okay? You wouldn't tell Popovich how to do this. You wouldn't tell Red Auerbach how to do this.
Yeah, yep. It's frustrating, right? And I think we all kind of reached a tipping point last night with that loss. But I think I told you guys in the group chat last night, as soon as they entered halftime, I'm like, yeah, they're not winning this game, just because they were being outpaced left and right, up and down the court. And again, the Detroit's a young team. I'll give them respect, but at the same time, you can't lose those type of games. It's plain and simple. You cannot lose those type of games. And I don't know. I mean, again, does James Harden improve? Does he kind of get back to form to where he was when we acquired him? I think so, but for how long? I guess that's my question. How long does that last? Does he kind of go in that slump again that he's in right now, or does he kind of just get back to form, I guess you could say? Because we all know the James Harden from Houston, that doesn't exist anymore. The old school James Harden doesn't exist anymore, and I think that's what kind of Doc was trying to push, at least these past couple games. But
yeah, like he's not explosive like that anymore.
No, and you can see it.
I mean, he still gets his way to the basket, and he does it effectively. Mm-hmm. It's just different. Like, you can't expect him.
He just can't run past a guy anymore.
Yeah, and he's not a great 3-point shooter. He's good, but he's not going to kill you.
No.
I mean, the numbers tell it all. Like, he's like 30, 34, 35% from 3.
Yeah, but that's what everyone kind of focuses in on as far as Harden's game goes. Yeah. He's still one of the better 3-point shooters ever, but
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Volume.
Yeah, that's all it is. But let's get to some of the comments here before I feel like I'm neglecting the fam. Sorry, guys. But if I can find it, hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. They hid it from me. Son of a gun. I'm trying to find the sponsor. Where's FanDuel at? Where is FanDuel? But no, I mean, it's just one of those things to where I don't know. And again, we're in like a dark place right now as far as the team goes. Like, we're a lot of doubt, a lot of negativity, that especially these past 24 hours, it hasn't looked good. But I think they'll turn it around. And Embiid's played at MVP form all year, and people can say what they want. He's still my MVP, and people are saying, "Oh, that loss last night, it killed his MVP chances." But
sure,
whatever.
He's not going to win it, though. I'm going to tell you this.
No, I don't think so either. Unfortunately,
I think Giannis wins it.
Giannis should be in the conversation for sure, but I think for whatever reason the league likes to blow Jokic. Don't get me wrong; he's a phenomenal player, but I don't know.
Play a lick of defense.
no,
that should have something to say in terms of.
I agree,
especially when it's close.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, all 3 of those guys have been close.
Mm-hmm.
It should have some pull in the conversation.
Yeah, you would think, right? But I mean, again, it is what it is. I feel like MVPs anymore are just a popularity contest, but mean, it is what it is. Let me get to the fam real quick because I feel like I've been neglecting them. First comment of the night is brought to you by FanUp. FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points, which is a $50 value. I'm telling you, it's a great fantasy app. Me, Tom, and a bunch of the A2D guys. You can challenge your friends. We challenge each other all the time. It's a blast. You got to get it. Especially with promo code A2D. It's a $50 value, 5,000 bonus points. It's like 100 points a contest. It's 50 free contests right there for you. So Todd Womack, he says, Philly Dilly fam. What's up, Todd? And Todd will have on later. Per usual. And fam, if any of you want to hop on, by all means, message us on our socials, our Facebook or Instagram. And like, hey, I want to hop on. Rob Povia from the Hockey Happy Hour. You can check him out on Tuesdays along with Brian and Maddie. They do a great job over there. He says, what's up, gentlemen? I agree with the poll. Getting back to Frank's April Fool's thing. David Rosca says, Bobby Wagner, the Rams. Yep. And the rich keep getting richer. Rich keep getting richer, David. Don. What's up, Don?
Yeah.
A lot of people the April Fool's Leonard. Yeah, Bill. Yeah. Phil Boss, Philly don't want to see Boston, Brooklyn. They got no answer for KD. James Harden is on the decline. You can see it. Time is again. Is he on the decline? Sure, but I'm not going to say he's a scrub. I'm not going to say he's a scrub by any means, but is he on the decline? Absolutely. Don, why do you have to do this? Pete, I'm with you on the
There we go, Don. There we
Great.
go.
Damn it, Don.
Don, this is a great time to announce that with the start of the USFL on Fan Fridays, we're going to have a fun segment, a 2-minute segment with the start of the USFL called the 2-Minute Warning, where I discuss and break down all things USFL in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes. And there's no specific time when we do it. It's
it's going to be random every week.
It's just going to be a random time.
You gotta keep it fresh, man.
Phil Bosch also says, I disagree with the poll. It starts with Doc and James Harden. Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah, it starts with Doc keeping James Harden and Joel Embiid on the bench.
Samuel says Nets in 4. We own South Jersey.
You haven't been relevant since the 70s. Get out of here.
Yeah, you're like the Nets.
The last time you guys were relevant was when Dr. J was there.
Brian Daly from the Hockey Happy Hour says, what's up, fellas? He says the Sixers bench and Doc needed to be better down the stretch here. Yeah, absolutely. And especially in the fourth quarter. With last night, you got outscored 29-15 against the Detroit Pistons. And that's another concern when you talk about playoff basketball. You can't have those moments where you come up small in the fourth quarter or the second half, rather. And we know the bench is a weakness for this team. We've said it for a while, and it could be, unfortunately, it could be something that ends up killing us in the postseason. So we'll see. Brian Daly says, I agree with the poll. They will work it out. This team will figure out ways to close out and win games, which also has been an issue of theirs lately. Bill Mitterbrook, our resident Boston Celtics fan, he says, looking from the outside, Doc needs to rest Embiid and Harden more while double digits, big guys need rest, and they're not 30 to 48-minute players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Embiid had 7 in the fourth. The rotations are everything. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And with MVP, or with Joel Embiid's MVP kind of chase possibly looking like it's over. Yeah, rest the guys. Absolutely. Especially James Harden, who's seems like he's still hurt with his hamstring. And I don't know how severe that is, but yeah.
He's spot on too. And that's kind of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The unfortunate situation of having a dominant big guy like as your best player on your team is, yeah, he's right. They don't generally play 38 to 40 minutes. They they go on that cusp of like 32 to 34.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's unfortunately what you have to do. Like they can't play that. It just doesn't work. It doesn't last. And I mean you'll see 38 to 40 probably in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen that last year with them.
Yep.
So
yeah, absolutely. And we know Joel Embiid tends to have a history where you get down to the stretch of the season, Embiid's kind of not as effective as he was early on in the year, and we know that. And yeah, rest him. These games don't matter, and they know that. So, and it clearly looks like this team doesn't care about seeding whatsoever. So, I mean, yeah, rest him. Who cares? Sean Corrin says, "Why not next year as well?" I think he's talking about Doc Rivers. That's I don't know. If it's an early exit, I just don't see any way, shape, or form that Doc Rivers stays. That's just my opinion. Sean also adds, if we lose early in the playoffs this year, it's obvious James Harden didn't perform enough. Then have him take a pay cut, go get bench and some quality. Sean, I don't know if it's that simple. I don't know if it's that simple. As much as it sounds great and I'm all for it, I just don't know if it's that simple. I don't know if Harden will take a pay cut. I don't know. There's so many needs that we need. Well, no, I shouldn't say needs because it's mainly we just need bench players and maybe another piece. I don't know. But let me answer this question with a question. If James Harden continues to play the way that he's playing, do you give him a max contract next year? Because I think that's what you might need to do in order to keep him here, depending. Yeah, so.
For what you gave up, you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have another option.
It's so tough.
It is, but
because I know in 5 years he's going to be shit. That's the issue. I know and not even 5 years, but I think probably year 2 or year 3 of that contract, Harden's going to be done. So
you're cuffed in every area. You're handcuffed. Like there's nothing you can do.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean, you could take that at 45 mil or whatever and put it into every bench piece and everything like that, but you're in the same situation you were this season prior to.
Yep.
Which, I mean, they played good, but how many are we going to go down the Iverson route again where you got one guy and he's got to do the entire fucking thing himself?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would be a good look.
No, not at all. But it's yeah. No, Dan, you make a good point though, because like you find yourself in between like a rock and a hard place. Like you want to bring him back because of what you gave up for him, and it seems like again the Nets could be just throwing smoke screens, but they're saying that Ben's trending towards working out with the team again to possibly make a debut before the. I'm so done with that whole conversation, but I don't know.
A week left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't even know why they're doing this.
I don't know.
Shams put it out, right?
Yeah, Shams put it out earlier today.
Sports. It's
he's a clutch crony, so
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to hear anything that's involving Ben Simmons and Shams puts it out. I don't want to hear any of it.
Yeah,
nothing.
No,
he won't play this season.
No, there's no shot. They just said he had a herniated disc in his back. What, like a week ago?
Yep.
They're like, oh, he's trending towards coming back. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm happy that he's gone and he's not my problem anymore. But like, what are we doing?
You still gotta fucking hear about him.
Oh my god! Like your manager's just like, no, he has a herniated disc. You know what? Wait a minute. He's getting better. Like what are we doing? Mr. Wick says, why should we ignore what we are seeing? This is Chris Webber all over again. We gave away half of our best players and picks for less than.
What are you talking about? What did we give up? Andre Drummond's not coming, wasn't re-signing here. They're picks that don't matter. And Steph Curry would have been here for one more year anyway.
Yeah, I mean, is Seth Curry like an end all be all? No.
Were you giving Steph Curry max contract? Like you just
No.
make yourself foolish like every week. Like come on,
Again,
bro.
I'd love to have Seth Curry coming off the bench.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Can we relax with James Harden too? Like,
What do you mean?
Like the overreacting with every situation with this guy because he's not putting up 30 points a night.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't doing that in Brooklyn.
No.
He wasn't doing it in Brooklyn in the last 2 years. Look at his fucking numbers. He's putting up like 22, 23 points a game, 10 assists, 6 to 7 rebounds.
Yeah. Yep.
It's perfect. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's nothing fucking wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody relax.
Like Harden could be putting up 30 a night, but like if him and Embiid are on the bench too long and the other team's going on a run, like what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Like, because remember, we were up like 20 at one point in against the Pistons, and they're on the bench too fucking long, and then so it's the same thing with Simmons, the situation with Simmons and Doc in round 2 last year. It's just like we're up 25. Embiid's on the bench for too long. They're keeping Simmons out there for too long.
Mm-hmm.
No real reason to adjust. Oh man, I'm standing by my decision. I said, why? Well, because I'm Doc Rivers. That's why.
Would you question Pop? I bet you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't, because Doc has 5 fucking rings.
Pop, you mean?
Pop, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
So I think if, let's say, the Sixers lose in 7 games in the first round, if they, I'm just giving this for an example in terms of like we brought this over in past episodes about generally speaking the amount of games needed for like a unit to click. I think if they play a 7-game series in the first round, it would be like 32, 33 games or something that they would have all played together.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it, that's like nearly every team that, like, whether it's like at the beginning of a season, I know we've thrown out like the Heat when they had their big 3 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly different situation. But,
much different. Yep.
But that's it. It takes time. Like I don't really understand what people don't understand, that it takes time for this shit to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people
Like,
weren't now.
Yeah, just because we saw it the first week didn't mean that that's the way it was going to go.
Well, I think that's the issue too, with people being like, "Oh, it started off perfect, so why can't they do it now?" That's how it happens. It's basketball. It's sports. Like you might develop, like you might run off on a good run the first couple games, but you still need to develop that chemistry. You can't develop chemistry right off the bat. Like that's just something that takes time, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I hope it gets better, but we'll see. I'm not going to write us off just yet. Jesse also adds Harden puts more energy into getting the foul than he does getting the bucket. He flops and misses and then doesn't get the call all game. No, that's fair. That's fair, because he's definitely guilty of that for sure. To where he has a clear lane for a layup, but he'd rather take the foul. And yeah, no, absolutely. And to be fair, Embiid's guilty of it too, but that's basketball. It's just how it is. It's basketball. Don says, love the 2-minute. Don, don't you start.
Yes, there we go, Don. Don's a fan of the 2-minute warning.
God. Sean says, Don can go tomorrow. I want Sam Cal and to have control. Yeah. And listen, when we fired Brett Brown, that's who I wanted. I wanted Sam Cassell. Because he holds guys accountable, not saying that Doc doesn't, but you know Sam Cassell get up guys' asses and hold them accountable and chew them out right there. So
the question is, would the organization be smart enough to make that?
No,
and that's the, what do you call it? That's the thing. Yeah, exactly. No.
I literally had people tell me, "So we can get Jay Wright." I said, "You could have offered Jay Wright $400 million and like a 60% stake in Comcast, and he would have said peace."
Yeah, he would have said no. No way. But yeah, no, I mean, Dan, it's like the most obvious thing ever, right? But no, they wouldn't do that. No, there's no way. You move on from Doc Rivers, and then you have the potential to be like, oh, Sam Cassell is like our first #1 candidate. Nah, give it to someone else. We'll give it to what's his name, the former coach in Houston.
Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, we'll give it to Mike D'Antoni.
It's like the only person I hate more
the Philadelphia
than
Rockets.
Doc Rivers is Mike D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni. It's the you know what though, it probably will happen. To be honest, it probably would happen if you move on from Doc this season, and then it's like the most obvious thing. You already have James Harden here. You already have Daryl Morey being the president of the organization. Like it makes too much sense. Not saying that it's common sense, but it just seems like the most likely thing to happen. But Jesse also says, any chance we get Jay Wright? No. Listen, like Pete said, you can offer him a 60% stake in Comcast and a crazy amount of money. He is God in Villanova. Yep. He's not going anywhere. And with Coach K retiring this year, he automatically becomes one of the top 3 coaches in college basketball. So,
if he wins one this year, he probably is the best.
Oh, he's right there. He's right there, and and Jay Wright's still pretty young too, as far as coach goes. So he has plenty of time to dominate, and that's the thing. And that's why I think a lot of guys give respect to Jay Wright, is that like he doesn't have top recruits. He doesn't have the type of players that like a Duke or a UNC or some of these other schools have. He has guys that come in, know they'll probably sit for a year or two, and then that following year they'll be developed and ready to go. Just a well-oiled machine, and Jay Wright just knows how to do it. And he's been there forever, so. Let's see what else we got. Mr. Wing says Sam Cassell. Mr. Wing also says no max deal for Harden. Again, you might have to.
Yeah.
You might have to. That's the issue. You might have to. But the only thing that'll make me feel better about that is if we can somehow move on from the Tobias Harris contract, which I don't know how you do that. I have no clue how you do that.
Daryl can do it. He's God, right?
I mean, I'm only like the only even like hesitation I have on the Harden max deal is we just went over his numbers. Like his numbers are fine.
Mm-hmm.
The only hesitation I have is like what you brought up, Jake, is about his age. Like the end of that contract, it's going to be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like that's it generally happens with a lot of superstars and a lot of teams deal with it. So
I mean, the Sixers will do it because it'll still get tickets in the seats because it's a big name and that whole thing too. Because that's another thing you have to think about when you're an organization. Be like, all right, well, if we bring this guy back, what ticket sales going to look like? He's still a big name. All right, bring him back. We'll make our money back, no problem. Sean also says Jay doesn't want all the pressure and problems though, for sure. I mean, I don't think it's as much pressure, but problems of like the headache of it. Yeah, no, I agree with that. For sure. I wouldn't say pressure's an issue for Jay, but yeah, the problems dealing with. I think when you deal with professionals compared to college kids, your message doesn't go as far because you're talking about grown ass men. You know what I mean? So I feel like the message wouldn't go as far opposed to when you have young college kids that are still developing as players.
You have all the control,
right? Exactly,
most of the control over the guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jesse also says Beal Levine would work if Toby wasn't making 35. Yeah,
Zach Levine ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, nope. You're stuck, and that's what I said. Oh my God, what 3 years ago when that contract was signed? I said it was the worst contract in the NBA, and I'm still gonna die on that hill. That's just it's that bad. Piper, would you stop? You gave up on a 20. Oh my God. Can we stop?
What are you talking? Gave up what? He's a pussy.
Like he didn't want to play here anymore. Like what do you
I'm sorry. Fuck that motherfucker. Or I'm sorry. He faked having mental illness because he didn't have the balls to handle it here. And this is his biggest supporters saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying fuck Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he doesn't want to, like, and that's the thing. I've said it for years. He doesn't want to be great. He doesn't want to be an all-time player. He just cares about making money and making all-star games. That's it. Because we've seen
He
it before.
clearly
To
doesn't
where
care about the game.
No, he doesn't give a shit about the game at all. He cares more about being famous. And it's well documented. It's well
And
documented.
I get why some people in a way are like, well, oh my God, you didn't at the end of the day, you didn't have an option, and he had no will to want to get better at any aspect of his game at all.
Yeah.
Because we see a young kid this year and Maxey who took from year 1 to year 2 and just took off. So, I mean, I don't know why we're going to sit here and dwell on this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Jesse says we both 20-point leads with Ben, and we blow them without Ben. There's a bigger issue. Yeah, no, and that's absolutely a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, you did when Brett was here. That felt like forever because you knew as soon as we got up.
It's literally the NBA. Like,
yeah,
you know how many NBA teams fan base say this?
Yeah,
every single one of them.
Yeah,
because they all of them blow leads during a season.
Right, and that's why it's one of the toughest sports to really like bet on per se, because you can be up 10, be like, all right, they're up 10, easy bet, bang, and then 5 minutes later they're down 15. So it's a game all about runs. That's what basketball is.
Well, look at the Phoenix game. We
ran
the Phoenix game the entire game, and we ended up losing by 10 points.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Patrick Phillips says Harden is not the same player. Old, fat, and so.
Fat.
I'm not going to say fat, but the other two, sure. The other two, I'll agree with you. Not fat. No, he's not fat. He's on that. Oh, well, again, I have to get a hold of his trainer because what his trainer does is amazing. He'll be fat for a couple weeks and then goes to a new team. Bang, just all right, in shape, right?
I don't think he's slow either. I think he's slower.
Yeah, he's definitely slower.
But I mean that goes to the older thing. It comes with father time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mr. Ring even says Harden isn't fat, but he is slow and old. There's guys want to ignore.
What are you talking about? Got hosed? You sound
I wouldn't
like
say. Yeah, I wouldn't say.
You sound
hosed.
stupid. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't say hosed.
Oh, wait, like seriously, you gave up draft picks that don't matter and a guy who's not going to be here. Like the only thing you gave up was Seth Curry, who probably wouldn't be here in a year anyway. I'll take a flyer on James Harden any day.
Yeah, Sean, I'm not going to say Ben was the issue. I'm not going to say he was the issue, but he was definitely a part of the problem.
Yeah, he was a big issue, but so is Doc Rivers.
Yeah, and the thing is with Ben, you can't have that type of guy in the locker room either. A guy that doesn't want to play, and because it gives off a bad vibe to the other players too, and especially when you have young players like Maxey and Thibault, it's just not a good environment to be around when you have young talented players like that. But Bill Mitterbrook also says everybody is overreacting.
Yep.
With Harden is comical. Your problem is the bench and the defense. You get a real third option next year in place of Harris. You'll be great. Or ship Embiid. Ship Embiid to the Celtics. Like with the Jays. You son of see Bill. Like
you slipped that in at the end there.
You son of a bitch. See Bill. I was gonna be like, oh, Bill has a good comment. I agree with it. No, fuck you, Bill. I love you, but fuck off.
Your team doesn't make major trades. All they do is talk about the trades that they're going to possibly make sometime in the near future in a possibility.
Yeah, but they still have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, which
I mean
love to have one of them. I mean, love to have one of them.
They were literally up until the last two games. They were the best team in the second half.
So yeah.
They were like 23-2 or something like that.
Well, that stretch that they had was incredible.
Yeah,
it was absolutely incredible. I'm like, here we go. The fact that Al Horford's back, let's see. Patrick Phillips also says it's like this team isn't coached defensively. How often are players found flat-footed, watching offensive rebounds? Plus, they gather around the rim on 3-point shots when on defense. Yeah, and again, our perimeter defense has always been an issue, even after we got Harden. So, I mean, it is what it is.
They're coached. They're coached defensively. I'm trying to think of which one of their.
Not Cassell.
No, it's Jaeger.
Oh, oh my God. Jesse's usually good with this. Jesse usually has these answers. Yeah, Jesse, if you're still there, who's the defensive?
Pretty sure it's Dave Jaeger.
I think it is Jaeger, but I'm not sure. Hold on, let me see.
At any rate, like
yeah,
you can clearly tell by our roster, especially the bench, and just know we have a bunch of guys, and most of those guys are shooters who most of the time can't even shoot.
yeah, exactly. That's the same comment that he had earlier. Piper says should have gotten younger pieces instead of Harden. You weren't going to get anybody.
Name me these younger pieces that were better than James Harden.
That's the issue.
I'd love to hear it.
And Harden forced his way out. So
that's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to be here. That's why I'm cool.
I
mean that was the best return you were going to get for Ben. Plain and simple.
I to say that because well, you should have just got DeJounte Murray and Eric White and
right.
Everybody else from San Antonio. Like they were just gonna fucking give everybody up for Ben Simmons or trade them to for SGA.
Yeah, that was the
like Oklahoma City's gonna fucking do that. Like,
no.
Like,
of course,
I would love to have SGA.
The trade goes both ways. Like
yeah, exactly.
Of course, we can sit here and say who we would have wanted to just build Embiid with, like somebody good and younger than Harden.
Right.
Sure. It wasn't there.
Yep. What's up, Bryce?
What's up?
My squad back on the number 1 seed. Yeah, I forgot you're a Heat fan. Son of a bitch.
I was looking a little trouble for you, Bryce. It looks like your superstar can't hold it down. He's trying to fight his head coach. What do you know? Jimmy's self-destructing. It's not if anyone could have predicted such a thing.
Yeah, Bryce, it's definitely looking.
Your star player tried to fist fight your head coach. I wouldn't be talking about trouble, bro. And then he was trying to get his ass whooped by like a 80-year-old man.
80-year-old man. I don't think
There's actually a lot of stuff coming out saying that, like, not only just Jimmy's interest in staying in Miami, but apparently Miami's interest in keeping him there long term because of age and.
Well, Jimmy's only what 31, 32.
It's like 40 in NBA years.
I want to pull it up, but I mean. I don't know because like you have to think about it like like some of their pieces like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, like Bam, like those guys are young, but like everybody else on that fucking team is old.
Yep.
I guess a couple of them were their like bench pieces, but like I mean you got Kyle Lowry who's like fucking 90.
He plays like it too.
Yeah, right.
They gave him like what? I was shocked. I couldn't believe they gave him $70 million. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 2 years, but yeah.
True,
yeah,
but like
$70 million.
Him is like 25% from 3.
Right. Did you notice in that video though when Jimmy was yelling at his coaches, you saw Kyle Lowry being like, nope.
Yeah, because he's a pussy. Kyle Lowry is like the dude's like, oh man, I'm a Philly boy. Through and through. And like when there's an opportunity to chirp and try and fight someone, when it's like he's not going to get hit, he's all in it. Mm-hmm. But like when there's an opportunity,
he would fuck anybody up on here right now.
No,
he would.
Here, yeah. I'm not a 6'7" NBA player. Yeah, you fuck me up. Yeah,
he's not that tall.
What is he like 6'4"?
No, I don't even think he's
6'3".
6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, I think he's like 6'2".
Cool. I'm like 5'6", so like it's like
he's also built like a brick shit house. So like,
he is. He is
somebody up. I think you're like underestimating him a little bit there.
But Marcus Darty says no college coaches.
Yes, there you go.
Zadis X3 says I'm a Harden fan, always have been. I'm just frustrated as Philly fans are very worried. I mean, again, it's
I'm not really worried about James Harden.
I'm not
there's
worried.
He's
I'm not worried at all. But well, actually, no, I'm not going to say not at all. But I'm concerned. But
when you use him correctly, he'll play well.
Yep. That's the other issue too. They're not passing the ball as much. I feel these past couple games they haven't been
Like
passing
when Ben was playing, they were passing it like no one's business. But now you have one of the best passers in the game. You don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah, you want to play more ISO, but again, it is Harden's game. But at the same time, it's come on, pass the ball a little bit. Ron says,
"Oh yeah,
Ben's All-Star days are over." Yeah,
yep.
Unless it's going to be towards the end of his contract and he needs to play up to get some money. But other than that, yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. And it's just the stain on what the hell was that? Okay. Phil Bosch also says my issue about trading Ben Simmons. How did this turn into a Ben Simmons conversation? He says
it doesn't really matter. Like Brooklyn's not going to do anything.
Yeah, again, like he says my issue was never about trading Ben Simmons, but who the Sixers traded him to. He's not
not even playing right now.
Yeah,
so we can worry about that when he starts fucking playing.
Yeah,
and actually contributing in some way, shape, or form to that team. Because
also, let's not act like the last game Kyrie Irving had 3 points and 4 turnovers in 4 minutes, including overtime.
Yeah, but that's besides the point. Once those 3 guys get together, it's easy. It was easy for everybody to say that when James Harden went there, that it was just going to fucking work like that. It was easy when he came here, and we just thought it was going to work like that after a fucking game. I was fucking guilty of it.
Yeah.
You got to play the game. You got to fucking gel. I mean, who the fuck cares? It's done and over with. Fuck Ben Simmons.
Yeah, exactly. It's done.
Oh yeah, he's really fine when he's trying to choke out the coach and his teammates.
Bryce isn't worried about it.
Yeah, he was fine everywhere else, right?
I mean, I'd still love to have Jimmy
He's
here.
Fine. He was fine in Philly. He was fine in Chicago. He was fine in Minnesota.
Jimmy was fine here.
What's up, Tom? Yeah, I don't know how this turned into a Ben Simmons show. I don't know what happened.
Tom, we started talking about Ben Simmons when I first started at A2D over a year ago, and we're still fucking talking about it. Please help me.
He's not here. People still want to bring him up. What are we doing? I don't understand.
Anything that says Ben Simmons, just remove the message.
I'm just gonna ignore it. Who cares? He's not here anymore. Who cares? He's not even playing. Everyone's like, "Oh, just wait till Brooklyn. Just wait till he plays. Wait till he plays. We won't have to shoot the ball. He's just gonna distribute."
So I'm averaging. I'm just as good as Ben Simmons this season in the NBA. That's how significant he is.
Yeah. Phil adds, I understand, but you got James Harden and you're still not better than Brooklyn, so I would care. But Phil, at the same time,
what are we talking about? Are you kidding me?
What is Brooklyn right now?
Brooklyn's in the fucking playing game.
Yeah.
Brooklyn doesn't even have a winning record since the trade. What are they 6 and 12 or whatever the fuck it is?
Yeah.
You guys, Brooklyn might not even make the playoffs. I don't want to hear this shit.
Again, they still have Kevin Durant and Kyrie, but it's they're in the.
It doesn't matter if you can have Kevin Durant and Kyrie. If you lose that one playing game, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not.
I don't understand how you write that statement and believe that statement. As currently,
they had Kevin Durant and Kyrie last year, and
Yeah, I don't know. But again, we weren't going to get there wasn't a better offer out there. That's the best offer we got. And that's what happened. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Jeez.
They are because Brooklyn is.
Yeah, by all means. What do we got? What are we looking at?
They're 7 games behind us currently. And they're
still in the playing game, correct?
Yeah, they're the 8th seed right now.
Okay.
And just for a little perspective, the 8th, 9th, and 10th seed are all have the same record. They're all 40 and 37.
Okay.
So they could be the 8th seed or they could be the 10th seed.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, and I think the way it works is the 8th. What is it? It says it right here. So 7 and 8 would play in the playing tournament, in the playing game or whatever. And then the winner of the 7 and 8 would be the 7 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the loser of that game would play the winner of 9 and 10. So basically, if Brooklyn falls to like 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
they have one game. And if they lose, they're fucking done. If they win, they still have to play the winner of 7 and 8 to fucking move on. So
Yeah, exactly.
they make their life a hell of a lot harder.
Hell of a lot easier. Yeah, a hell of a lot easier. Bill also brings up a good point. He's like, "What player was better than Harden?" I'll wait.
Yeah, like who are we supposed to get that was better than James Harden? Like that's what I want to know.
There's nobody. it's that plain and simple. I don't get what people like don't understand. They're like, "Oh, but you got offers from like oh my god, you got offers from the Kings and you got offers from the Pacers. Like, what are we talking about?" Be like, okay, I can get a bunch of guys, or I can get one of the like a future Hall of Famer. I'm gonna get a future Hall of Famer for Ben Simmons. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
Also, I love how everyone's like, "Oh, we should just like Chris Webber." Chris Webber was fucking averaging like 20 and 10 when he was playing here.
Yeah,
Like that's like one of the most that's the dumbest comparison that I ever hear. It's like, "Oh, it's just like Chris Webber." Chris Webber was fucking averaging 20 and 10. What the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's like
I think they're saying more or less like that it didn't work out. Like it's not going to work out here.
I mean, that's fine, but like that's just such a dumb comparison. Why not compare it to what it was? Like Glenn Robinson, we're like, "Oh, it's the big dog." No, it's the little neutered dog.
What's up, Todd?
What's up, fam? Dan, glad you're back.
Yep.
Pete, it should be 1 minute of USFL.
2 minutes.
Not two. Not two. We're going to
2 minute warning. I'm sorry. It's exciting. I gotta go. I gotta get the music just right. You know,
there's only 16 for. You don't need that much time. There's only 16.
Dude, there's with so much great stuff coming April 16th. I need to get ready. I need to get my stuff together. You know,
3 words should come out your mouth, and those are just the winning teams, and that's it. Period. Okay.
Yeah, go Philadelphia Stars.
Wait, when's the season start?
April 16th.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to answer truthfully and not just this stupid USFL bullshit. You're the fucking mayor and whatever.
Yes.
So it's Saturday night, and there's a UFC whatever. There's a shitty football game on, or there's like a big Phillies game. What are you watching?
Well, I mean, I'm probably gonna watch the Phillies because I can always record the USFL.
Oh wow!
I mean, I've always been a baseball guy first.
Okay.
Nah, this is about live action. How much you pumping your USFL? If the Phillies are on,
if my team is playing, if the Stars are playing, I'm gonna probably want to watch the Stars.
Well, no shit, but you're the one that's reporting on the USFL. You got to watch all the games.
Of course, I will watch all the games. I'm gonna need to break down the tape. And, that's 2 minutes.
He said he would record it. I appreciate that answer.
That's a good fine answer.
I mean, they're going to be on so many different channels that it's going to be so easy to fucking record and watch the games.
You're supposed to be live, multi-view. It's not supposed to be fucking recording.
I'm the only one who's actually giving a fuck about the USFL that's not named Colin Coward. I got to get some credit for that.
You should be tweeting it out and shit. You might get verified.
Yeah, I was gonna. You should do that actually.
Yeah, we do. That's what we're gonna turn my whole because my Twitter name is literally USFL player player personnel.
Our USFL insider, Pete Young.
Yes,
that's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'm not gonna lie, it has a nice ring to it. I'm not gonna lie. It has a really
That's
nice
what I'm
ring.
saying. Look at that. See, that should be like his little intro with his
Pete
little
Young with the
spirit fingers
USFL
right there.
update.
He do his little spirit fingers like, yeah. You know
No,
what I'm saying? That's his little
I'm
intro.
gonna start tagging them like every week. Be like, hey, if you send me down for the championship game, I'll drive up there from Jersey.
No, you should fuck every week. You should do every day.
See what
If you want them to notice you, you gotta do it every day. You gotta get on them.
I want a fucking press pass, man.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be in the audience asking them questions.
I live stream
A2D radio.
A2D.
We'll do a live show from one of the USFL
Exactly. Do
games
a
in
live
Alabama.
show from fucking Bama.
From Alabama. I love it.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
no, that's not true. The championship game's in Cleveland, so
Of course, it's in Cleveland.
Wow.
Out of all places, of course, it's in fucking Cleveland. I see why you're invested now, Pete. I see why.
I'll go film some content with Sir Yacht.
See, the pieces are starting to fall in place.
It's all starting to come together now. Now I know why Pete's invested.
Mm-hmm.
Championship games in Cleveland. I see you, Pete. I got you. I got you.
But no, I mean, I know how we, just slid into that little Ben Simmons rant, but as Philly, we gotta stop panicking, man. I know we're getting close to the playoffs, but my God, yeah, we said it was going to be a up and down while they're developing chemistry. Some things are going to work, some things are not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But, and this is a strong but, Doc Rivers, this is it.
Yep.
It's either Eastern Conference Finals that I can only see him coaching next year.
Mm-hmm.
If we lose in the second round or even get upset in the first round, he got to go.
Yep.
He's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It's always an up and down with him, how he's trying to utilize rotations or the bench. It's too much sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm
Appreciate
sorry,
it,
you
Bill.
do not. Oh, later, Bill.
Later, Bill.
But he does not have the resume as Pop. I don't know why he keeps thinking that. I think the media has pumped him up, or he's just been on great teams, but never won anything.
No.
So it's.
I mean, aside from what he won with Boston, but yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Mm-mm. So I'm not panicking. Yes, 3 in a row, but we was just celebrating about being like right there at the number 1 seed. So it's we just got to relax and hopefully just go into these playoffs healthy. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah. Again, yeah, Todd, I'm with you, but will it happen? I don't know. I don't know, but let's close out the show on a good note. If I can find our next segment sponsor, there it is. Getting into the Phillies. If you need a sports book for the MLB season, BetUS is a leading online sports book that has been in the market for over 25 years. You can bet anywhere in the U.S. on everything. Use the link posted in the top of our comments on our Facebook or on our YouTube page, for a 125% sign-up bonus. Again, use the link below. Get that 125% sign-up bonus. It's a no-brainer, especially for baseball. So, season starts next week. Phillies, who's excited? I'm beyond excited for the season. Doesn't seem like
you know what I'm saying? We get the. I know, right? What the?
Yeah, he just walked out. He's like, nah. I'm not that excited.
I don't know what just happened right there.
I don't know either.
I don't know if he had to go take a get that adrenaline calm down. He's
the light was shining and from my light in my bathroom, and it was just bothering me. So I'm just like, fuck it.
Gotcha.
Nah, you got that adrenaline pumping. You had to do a quick little pace. You getting ready for a fight. Like, whoa, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Exactly. We understand. But no, it's like I said, glad that baseball is coming back. Still America's pastime.
No. Good baseball, Todd.
See, I'll watch any baseball. I'm a junkie.
There you go.
You watch like
Yeah, but
Japanese baseball at like 4 in the morning.
I'm not that much of a junkie, but
I'm a Yankees fan, but no.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. The evil empire, baby.
there you go.
But I'll still root for
Nobody
you know.
knows to get caught cheating live on air, quite like the Yankees.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
Exactly, man.
the dude got caught like rubbing like jizz all over his fucking neck in Boston of all places.
Yeah. Like,
Come on, Pete.
I know,
Like,
right?
you're going against your like elite rival, and that's when you get caught cheating, where everyone's watching you.
Man, haven't you seen these new suntan lotions, man? They make you extra shiny,
yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? That's that
Like
new
you jerk off
suntan.
a fucking elephant.
it's called
It is exactly what it looks like. It looks like this fucking large, like white thing on his neck. I'm like, what? That doesn't look fucking natural.
It's not
It
pine
looks like he's
shit.
fucking Clifford Franklin from the fucking Replacements.
Like I was gonna say that's SPF
Oh
Jizzy.
no, bro, this shit doesn't look natural. Shut up and do it.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Wow.
but I'm gonna keep it Phillies.
Jesus.
Now that you know Pete dropped his insight about how he feels about the Yankees. Overall, how do y'all feel about the roster, and how deep do you think we can go as long as we stay healthy?
The level of excitement I want to show, I'm not legally allowed to show on air.
Oh wow.
This is a family show, and that would violate
thank you for
most
putting that
FCC rules.
Thank you for putting that image in my head, Pete. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. God, my ugh.
But
Dan, please.
I mean, I'm beyond excited. This lineup's filthy. From 1 to 6, it's absolutely filthy.
Yeah, just gotta get Alec Boehm out of there,
which could very well happen.
Hey, Cleveland, they don't want to pay their third baseman.
Getting back to Cleveland, Pete. Nice.
I'm just saying. We send Didi and Alec Boehm over there. You go get Ramirez. You put him at third. You keep Stott at shortstop. Helps our defense a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
he can rake.
I mean, at the same time, I know me and Dan talked about it. I don't think this defense is going to be as bad as people are projecting it to be. I don't think this defense is going to be, because they're talking about it's going to be one of the worst defenses in the MLB.
As long as you get rid of Alec Boehm, the defense.
That's what I've been kind of hearing too. That's why I was like trying to get everybody's take on like the roster and how's everybody feeling.
No, I don't think this defense is going to be as bad as people are making it out to be. Oh, of course, there's going to be errors and mistakes, but that's baseball. But I don't think it's going to be
defender. Like that's the problem that I have with people that don't actually watch baseball.
Who?
Didi.
Oh no,
he just had a really bad defensive year last year.
No, he was injured last year too. He was coming off of I think it was a hernia, sports hernia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So like he was recovering through that the entire year. So I mean, yeah, of course it's gonna,
affect.
Yeah, gotta love me some Didi. That one hurt.
I've always liked Didi.
What he does with the
you know what hurt watching Didi last year.
No,
he was bad last year.
He was bad.
Yeah, he was bad, but like you just said, he was coming off an injury, and that's one of those things when you're talking about a hernia. That takes time, especially trying to swing.
Yeah, sports hernia. I think it was like in his abdomen too, so that makes it even more difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna really affect you because for how he plays, he used a lot of core.
Yeah. So, well, just swinging the bat. That's all core. Just that rotation. But Bryce Blackwell says the defense will be okay. Yeah, I'm not worried. I mean, Bryce is a good defender. JT Realmuto is one of the best as far as catchers are concerned. I mean, again, shortstop, you still have some questions, but yeah, and that's what it's going to be, especially in this ballpark. It's perfect. Nick I'm going to say it right now, and I said it when we got Nick Castellanos. In this ballpark, Nick Castellanos has the potential to become the MVP, the NL MVP.
Okay. I like the sound of that one.
he can take a
Be careful.
yes, he needs to get behind Bryce. You know, when Bryce gets to win back-to-back MVPs. Let's go.
I mean, if Bryce gets back-to-back MVPs, I'm all for it too. Did you see that picture that the Phillies posted?
Yes, it's fucking it's orgasmic. It's orgasmic. Like
great. I'm talking about like the Harper MVP where it's like the side by side.
Yes, it was so good.
Next to Mike Schmidt. It's a great picture. Hold on, I'll see if I can find it because I know it's on the
Oh, I was talking about the little pregame walk where everybody got their jerseys.
Where you had Schwarber, and that's a great picture too. That's an awesome picture.
I was like, it's all look at that, getting the poster ready.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh.
Get the posters ready.
And that's the thing too. Like I haven't been this excited about Phillies baseball in a long, long time. Obviously,
not since the Billy Wagner days. Like obviously we got like when we got Bryce Harper, I was there for that, so that was fun. Now there is a side by side. Hold on a moment. Let me just pull this up real quick because it's a phenomenal picture. Because if you guys haven't seen it, you got to look at it. Hold on, here it is. Hold on a moment. Screen share. Let me do that real quick. It's not gonna let me do it. I don't think. Yeah, no, it's not gonna let me do it. No big deal.
No.
Yeah, no. But if you just go on the Phillies, oh wait, hold on. Here we go. Never mind. Share. Here we go. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Sorry. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Let me put it right there. Like that's just beautiful. The side by side, Bryce Harper, Mike Schmidt. Just chef's kiss. Perfect. I love it.
I mean, hey, he even got the cummerbund.
Yeah, he had the whole outfit. He had the whole tux and everything. It was perfect.
If you go all out, you go all the way out, and that's beautiful. Recreating history. Hell yeah.
Deshaw Herndon says, I'm worried as always about the bullpen. See, like, I'm not.
I'm not because the bullpen was up and down last year.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you got a few guys in here that are kind of going to settle it. Like, Brad Hand is solid.
Do not. Please do not.
Not a fan of Brad.
Give me the next one. Give me the next one.
I'm not a fan of the person. I think he's a decent enough pitcher.
Look at his numbers the last couple years. Horrible. When he got traded to the Mets, he had like a decent month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
He was horrible for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Horrible. Like fucking just dumpster. Familia from the Mets.
He's fine.
He's horrible too. No, look at his numbers. And then go back and look at like his StatCast, like advanced numbers. Horrific.
So it's another Hector. Then.
I would rather re-sign Hector Neris.
No, you know what he's another Alvarado. And
that's exactly what he is. He's a left-handed Alvarado.
He'll have a couple.
Throws hard as shit.
Yep.
Literally has no fucking
control
at all.
No control. Okay.
Like, just be prepared. Like the bullpen, he's right. The bullpen's going to be. It's going to be an issue.
But I mean, at the same time, you're getting Sir Anthony back, which is going to help a lot. Which I think is going to be the biggest. Again, it's not an acquisition, but the biggest addition. Because
I would have rather just re-sign Hector for the money they gave Familia and Hand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been popular, but I don't think Hector Neris was ever as bad as people thought he was.
As a closed series.
As a close, I don't think he was. I don't think. But here's the thing: like they finally pushed him out of the closer role, and he was having
as a setup guy. He was as a setup guy. He was
which is what he could have did here now. Mm-hmm. Now that we have Nabel or however the fuck you say it.
Niebler.
Was that the guy we got before the lockout?
The guy from the Dodgers.
Yeah, really good.
So he could be another good addition. And again, no one's talking about him either. I think a lot of people forgot about him.
Yeah, they forgot that we.
I've watched him all spring. He's and I know like take everything you see in spring training with a grain of salt. But normally,
yeah.
pitchers is the kind of thing that you can get a
Feel
general
for.
idea of. So
Now again,
Well, do
Zach
y'all feel
Wheeler,
as
I
though
don't
there
know.
could be a move to still be made to improve the bullpen?
Oh yeah, sure. But
trade your third
maybe-
base.
I
maybe
mean, like, who would
Jones.
you want to bring in, like, as a good deal?
I don't know.
It's hard to say because there's really like nobody
Yeah.
out there that's so like the one guy that was actually known to be like available was God, now I'm drawing a fucking blank on his name. He just got traded
Kimbrel.
today. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Kimbrel
was the only one I saw. That was like,
Yeah.
I would have made the deal.
Yeah, Kimbrel goes to the Dodgers, and it's
Well, and they got Pollock back, so like they
Yeah,
traded
they
a
got
piece of
Pollock.
their outfield who was a starter and a
Mhm.
consistent player. So like we wouldn't. I mean, could we have traded Bohm? It would have been Bohm plus, prospects.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. That's kind of a lot.
I still think they trade them because I think they're gonna. I don't because I just don't see how you can start him over Stott because Stott has just looked amazing.
He's been incredible. Yeah,
Well,
He
they'll
really
go down.
has.
They'll probably send them down to the.
Lehigh. Yeah, they could do that too.
Well, I was just looking at Todd Zalecki's predicted opening day roster,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean he's like in the middle of all this shit. So, you want it?
Yeah. Yep.
Catcher, obviously JT. Stubbs backing him up.
Okay.
So I'll go to outfield next since we pretty much know most of these guys. Harper, Castellanos,
Mm-hmm.
Schwarber, Verling, and then Pete's boy.
Moniac!
Oh, Lord.
Why not Nick?
Did you have to sing it?
I mean, he has no choice but make the team at this point, but he's also played very, very well lately. So.
He has played very well.
And you know who's not going to make the team? Who's probably going to get cut? So sad.
I wouldn't say Duble's going to get cut.
No, he's
I
hurt right now.
don't
He's hurt
think
right now.
I don't think they're going to bring him up when he's.
They might not bring him up, but they'll keep him and they'll keep him.
Why is going to determine that? I mean, we don't really know. Verlander.
He can stay in like single A. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll keep him available.
He's a scrub for the most part. He's a bonehead.
That's really it.
Yeah.
All right. Starters: Wheeler, Nola, Ranger, Eflin, and Gibson. Bullpen: Nabel, Hand, Familia, Sir Anthony, Falter, Nelson, Sanchez, Norwood, Alvarado, Jones, and Sharif. And then he has 4-year infield: Reese Hoskins, Gene Segura, Didi, Camargo, and Stott. So
sounds good to me.
I mean, I think everybody would agree. It's pretty much it's got to be a foregone conclusion with the way that he's played.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. Let's do this real quick, and then we can start to wrap up. But
all right,
who hits the most home runs this year? It's
Bryce.
tough, right? You say Bryce, okay?
I say, I'll be crazy. I say Bryce or Reese. Because the last 2 years Reese has been decent.
As far as hitting dingers, yeah.
I thought that last year was one of his better years. I think they probably make the playoffs. He doesn't go down.
I'd what do you call it? To be honest with you, I'd like to see him at DH. That's just my opinion.
Which I'm fine with. Like you'll see no arguments from me. But like you literally had people who were like, "Oh, we got to get rid of him. We got to put Alec Boehm at first base."
I remember that. Yep.
So, and this is my favorite stat for the Alec Boehm lovers, right? Which I like Alec a lot, but like I think people just overrated him a little bit.
Agreed.
In 7 games, he played first base last year in 7 games. He had 4 errors. He had 2 errors.
Mm-hmm.
Reese Hoskins played 97. he had 4.
Yeah. Yep.
It's also not his to be fair.
It's not his
It's
position
not his
either, yeah.
position.
He's a
Like
third
he
baseman.
didn't even
But that's
he
what
didn't-
everyone told me.
hold on,
though.
hold
They
on,
told
hold
me
on.
that was his position.
Okay, but hold no, he didn't even play that in the minors.
He's a third baseman.
He didn't play first base in the minors. So like, yeah, he played horrible, but like it's like you're expecting a guy to do well at a position that you're getting the ball like nearly 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But what about when he was at third base, where
He sucks defensively. I'm not disagreeing
he's not
with
a
you,
good
but I'm saying
defender.
like you're making a point like Reese is a better first baseman defenseman. Yeah, of course he is. He plays that's his position. I mean,
I'm just
is
using
what
the
it is.
argument that people were telling me that if we put him at first base, everything was solved. All the defensive issues are going to be
yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
stupid.
it's-
I agree
yeah.
with you. It's idiotic.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% agree.
It's beyond ridiculous.
And
but-
I'm not even saying Reese is a good defensive first baseman, but that was the take where it's just like we'll trade Reese away and we'll be fine. By the way, he was a top 10 first baseman last year, and they're like, we'll just trade him away, and then we'll put Bohm at first.
Mhm.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Who's your third baseman? And they're like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, well, what do you mean it doesn't matter? They're like, well, no, Bohm is at first base. We're good. I'm like, so I'm trading away a top 10 first baseman to move Alec Bohm to first, and now I don't have a third baseman.
Yep.
But once again, this is why I love Philadelphia, because that's like, no, the best part is like, oh no, you gotta put JT Realmuto at first.
Yeah, and then
Okay, anyway, I was gonna go with
catcher in
Bryce.
baseball.
Until Castellano gets used to the actual
Sides of the
the
ball.
field and like find that sweet spot where he wants to always hit at,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna go with Bryce to lead
Okay.
the home runs.
Okay.
He's
I
already
You
used to.
mention something morbid, like every time he's at bat, and then he'll just hit a home run.
Hey, when he goes on them streaks, man, it's
Oh man, I'm having a really bad day. Oh man, it's a 4-0 shot to
Wow.
Castellanos. So the funniest part about that is that so my brother got me Phillies tickets for Christmas, and he's like, "Oh man, I got you tickets," and I'm like, "You what?" He's like, "Yeah, it's great, right?" I'm like, "Dude, the season's it's on strike right now." He's like, "What's that?" Because he doesn't follow
Oh,
sports.
yeah.
He's just like, what the fuck is that? I'm like,
did
well,
tell
they
me
might
that.
not play. And he's like, well, what does that mean for me? I'm like, you might have spent like a couple $100 on tickets that don't exist.
for a game that does, for technically on a team that didn't exist. Yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
of
right.
lockout,
So he
yeah.
finally gives me the tickets, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm really excited. You know, they got Schwarber and Castellanos, and my brother does not follow sports at all. He knows. My brother is the guy who says the sports ball. He's that type of dude.
The sports ball.
He's like, I love the sports ball, man.
God.
But he's like, oh, wait, you guys got the meme guy, right? And he's like, well, what do you mean? He's like, you know, the deep right. Yes. Castellanos.
The meme guy.
Yes. So
God.
that's how you know where he's a big deal to even my brother who has no fucking clue who's who. And he's like, oh, you got the meme guy.
Well, at least he's trying.
He is. It's just a thought.
I think Reese is a good call though with the home runs because
Yep.
I mean he had 27 and he missed a lot of time last year. He's gonna have. I mean, he doesn't need to be the third or fourth guy on this team at
No.
this point.
Mm-mm.
So MLB just came out with their top 100 list. How is Bryce Harper 5th?
Who's ahead of him?
Juan Soto and Tatis.
Yep.
If we're going like yearly, like I'd put Bryce Harper in like at least in the top 3 because he won MVP last year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Both those guys are
As far as all around
Oh,
baseball
anybody.
players, yeah, they're better. As far as all
Harper
around.
had a better year last year, but both those guys are more well-rounded. In terms
Yeah,
of
It's gonna be interesting to see what Soto's like post injury.
Soto's a pimp. I don't care what anybody says. I love Juan Soto. Juan Soto's a pimp. Like the issue is with Tatis, he's phenomenal. He's just always hurt.
Yeah.
That's the issue with him. Like when he's on the field, he makes plays every game, but it's just he's always hurt. Speaking of people that are always hurt, Jacob DeGrom.
Oh my fucking god,
dude! It's like, what do you call it? Someone asked me, what do you call it? They're like, I don't watch baseball. What in NBA terms does this mean? I'm like, Derrick Rose got hurt again. That's what that means. Like Derrick Rose got hurt again. I'm like, Derrick Rose got hurt again. Yeah, that's what that means. They're like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, they're like, okay, he's really good, but he's just hurt all the time. I'm like, yep, Derrick Rose got hurt again.
I think this is kind of where it's at. I think this is just what DeGrom is. Like, I think
unfortunately,
when he'll be available, he'll be like Cy Young type shit. But I think it's going to continue to be this thing where he's just always missing time, like months on end.
Yeah, because they're shutting him down for a month
and then reevaluating.
And then so again, they told him not to throw for a month because of shoulder inflammation. So had to have been pretty significant. That MRI had to be pretty significant in order to shut a guy down for a month. And again, it could be longer. It could be longer than a month.
How about 3 months? I like 3 months. Maybe 4 to be safe.
Yeah, but even then, though, like when he comes back, he's going to get hurt again. It's
okay. Well, we'll trade like a 6th-round pick for like Jacob DeGrom.
I've always loved DeGrom. I've always been a fan.
My one buddy he's a big Mets guy, and he hates watching Wheeler for the Phillies because it's just like it's torture because of how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like
another guy who should have won Cy Young, but I'm not gonna dive into that because we know the story. We know the story.
It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Hey,
but it is what it is.
I mean, at least we can talk about like that's like the one that and the Harper signing are like the 2 good moves along with Realmuto that like the previous regime gave us. But like the Real Muto thing was more so like Bryce is like, hey, why don't we trade for this guy? He's nice. I like him.
Well, that's the thing. We don't have the former losers as our GM. We have Bryce Harper as our GM now.
Damn right.
Talk about the change that Dombrowski is brought upon, and what was it? The year he's been here.
Well, yeah, and they're actually listening to their players for once because Bryce is like, I want my guys. And they're like, okay, no problem.
See, and I see that, but like, would we really have been gone out and getting his guys if we weren't having like 70, 80 million like coming off the books next year?
Well, that's another part of it too.
I don't think people are talking about that enough to where it's just like, yeah, it's great that they went over the luxury tax and they'll probably go over a little bit more at the deadline for guys.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, the real reason they're doing this is because they know 80 million of it is coming off the books next year, or 50 to 70 million is coming off the books next year, and then they're just going to be under the luxury tax again. So,
yep.
Well,
that's what you call
unless they go back over it. I mean,
that's
if they're competitive, like here's the thing: everybody talks about this luxury tax. Like, if they're competitive and they make the playoffs, they make that money back with one postseason series in not only just ticket revenue, all the fucking merchandise. Like, we remember Red October.
Yep.
Like, all that shit they sell, they're golden. They don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not going to make a
point
difference to them. So,
well,
as long as they win, they'll go over the luxury tax. I feel like that's what it's going to be.
Yep.
And again, right now you're going for broke.
Yeah, exactly. And getting back to Red October, that's what I grew up on. When I was a kid, the Phillies were amazing. So that's what I grew up on.
Really? How young are you?
28.
Yeah, like I'm 31. The Phillies were good for in my entire life. They were good for 1 4-year period and then like 1 year in 93.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
like,
they were always competitive, I should say. They were always competitive.
Like, I started watching baseball in 2000, and like the fact that between 2000 to 2005, I off myself at least 1 or 2 times is amazing. It's like, oh man, look who's going to be stellar for us. It's Marlon Byrd.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it right now, you got a team that's listening to their star player, building up the roster, and right now, when he wants to win championships, money and luxury tax, you throw that shit out the window. You're like, it's okay. We're gonna do whatever we got to do to bring a championship and continue to do it because you make your money back in playoffs.
Yep.
You always do.
You have a stellar starting lineup. You have an above average to good 5-man or even 6-man rotation, and then you have whatever the fuck happens with the bullpen.
Yeah. Yep. And again, all the bullpen can also improve at the trade deadline too. So it's
true.
a matter of what you get and what you don't get. Don says
Over.
DraftKings says Phillies wins over 85 or under. He says 85 wins or under.
Over.
I'm gonna go over.
What did we have this year? Last year, I mean, 81.
We were like 2 games over 500.
Yeah, I think it was 81. I think you're right though.
Hey man, it's what started it. Oh, the whole turnaround. It's the first winning season in like a decade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know. That's a good bet line right there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is B-Ball Josh says over, but barely. Yeah, I mean they'll go over 85, I think. But right now, with how this team's constructed, they have no excuse but to make the playoffs this year, especially with the new playoff format. They have no excuse. There's no excuse.
Oh, absolutely.
No excuse. If they don't make the playoffs this year. Woo. Not a good look.
I think there is 3 teams coming out, 3 playoff teams coming out as a division too.
I believe so, yeah. Because the Braves are the obvious one, and then oh my god, why is it slipping my mind?
Mets?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of them too.
Yeah, the Mets. That's one. Then you have Scherzer. I forgot about Scherzer. Son of a bitch.
He has injury problems too, though.
No, he does. He does.
Who?
Max Scherzer.
Oh yeah.
But he always likes to be a thorn.
Yeah.
When he's healthy.
That 2-colored-eyed bastard. Love to have him, but it is what it is. I feel like the Mets always seem to have good pitching, though. That's always been a thing.
Oh yeah,
they've always had good pitchers, but never anything else. They can find pitchers, no problem, but after that, it's just.
Hey, but pitching keeps you in the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Josh also says it's hard to put up 6 or 7 runs a game, especially to make up the mess defensively. But yeah, but Josh, we said this earlier, I don't think the defense is going to be as bad as people are saying it's going to be. I'm not going to say it's going to be like a phenomenal defense or an elite defense, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as some people are saying. I've seen some people say it's going to be one of the worst defenses in baseball. I don't think it's going to be that bad. They'll be fine. Yeah, I don't think there'll
be some high scoring games.
Yeah.
Like we ain't gonna bullshit on that one, but it's not gonna be like all through the season.
Mm-hmm. But that's just the bread and butter of this team is going to be their offense. That's what it's going to be. They're just going to score runs on you all day. That's the plan anyway.
It's almost as if like people are like assuming that like we just got a whole team of fucking designated hitters that have literally never played in the field in their life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous. Like Schwarber's played in the DH position before.
Mm-hmm.
Like Castellanos has had problems fielding. Like he literally had to move from third base to the outfield because of it.
Yeah.
But we're not asking him to play at third base. So like I don't know. And he's had a lot of I was looking at his numbers from the past couple of years defensively. He's had quite a few outfield assists like every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean he's got a cannon. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, baseball starts next week. Gonna have a lot to talk about then. Hopefully they pull out a win. I mean, it's against Oakland, so we should be talking about a win.
Tickets.
Oh, I'll be going next weekend. There's no doubt about that. I'll be going next weekend.
I got Saturday.
No, I got tickets. So I'm still waiting for the Sixers to announce when the Sixers game is, because I have tickets to that game as well.
For which game?
The same game.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean the same game? Which one?
So I
Yeah.
have Phillies tickets that start at 4:05, and then I have Sixer tickets whenever the fuck they start.
Oh, for the playoffs?
Yes.
Oh.
No, right before the playoffs start.
Oh, the last.
What was it, a rescheduled game?
It's like the second to last game. Yeah.
Why have it this? Oh, so the Sixers haven't announced the time of the game?
No, they always do that with like the last
is
2 or
that?
3 games of the year. It's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, Pete, that could be an all day thing.
Yeah, you're gonna have a truly a ball day.
Yeah, man. Well, I have work, and then I asked my boss if I could leave a little early, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine."
Yeah. So
I'm like, God bless you, you beautiful Russian bastard.
You said that's Sunday?
No, that's Saturday.
Saturday.
So the Phillies game
Saturday
starts
and
at what? It's like 4:30 on Saturday. I think?
4:05 if I believe.
Yeah. So if you get like an 8 o'clock game, you could go to Xfinity in between and then just.
I'm hoping because God forbid it's like a 7 o'clock game or even like a 2 in the afternoon game.
Yeah, then you'd have to go right there. That's the only shit. I mean, even if you don't want to go to the game, you can just sell them if need be.
I'll just go to I'll go to the game at like for halftime for the Sixers, and then I'll just go straight.
Just call it a
Straight to
day.
the Phillies game.
Call it a day.
Damn.
But you guys got anything else before we wrap up?
No.
What do you got, Todd?
I was thinking about if there was a UFC fight, anything big.
I don't think so.
Nothing.
No.
No, I don't think so. Oh, WrestleMania! Just get ready. Everybody get ready for
WrestleMania is this
WrestleMania.
weekend. WrestleMania is this
So
weekend.
get ready to get bit disappointed live and in color.
Live and in color.
Like your USFL, yeah. Anyway,
No, but people will actually watch us. Also, don't watch WrestleMania. Just go watch ROH Super Show.
wow.
I'll watch WrestleMania.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Watch WrestleMania for like the one match that doesn't suck.
No, again, like at least with me, like when I was growing up, WrestleMania was just one night, but now they have like a 2-night thing, which I'm like iffy on. I'm hit or miss on it.
And that would be really cool if it was two nights full of good matches, except it's just one good match. That's it. It's Roman versus Brock, which is going to be exciting and fun, but that's it.
Yeah, but I feel like they've been doing that.
What other
what
other match are you excited about?
Well, I mean, of course, I'm always a sucker for only 2 novelty acts, and that's like The Rock or Stone Cold. So it's good. It's gonna be fun to hear that glass break.
Stone Cold hasn't wrestled in like 15 years. Like,
yeah, but he's still in good shape, so I'm not gonna knock.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's just gonna be nice to see him. Like, let's see him put on the shorts.
It's gonna be like a 3 to 5 minute match, and then be like, oh, see, he came back.
Well, I mean, hey, I don't need that much, man. But now, I would say, besides Brock and Roman, I mean, to finally see the build-up pay off. But
yeah,
I would just say Bianca Belair.
That's gonna be a good one.
Bianca Belair, yeah.
But like those, there's actual story behind that, but they'll get no coverage. Like they'll be like, oh man, look at this feud that we're gonna put like at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I know.
That literally could be obviously you're gonna end the show with Roman and Brock, but like that's a legit match with enough heat that you can end the show on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm curious to see like how Cody Rhodes's appearance is going to be responded, and then just see what happens.
Steve, I don't give a fuck about that.
Pat McAfee versus. I'm interested.
Hell yeah,
I love Pat. Like if they gave him anyone else but Austin Theory, I might be interested because Theory has no personality.
Yeah. But again,
that's the millennial generation. His personality is all on his phone.
Yeah, they're not going to cut promos.
Unless
Pat is.
I don't agree with that because what's his name had personality, and that's the same type of character.
Who?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Breeze was like that. Dolph Ziggler was like that. Both of those guys had personality flying out their asshole.
Well, he did like the Rick Martel kind of story, like a little mixture of the like Shawn Michaels, the sexy boy toy, but he did it like just with more like flamboyancy. So that's why it looks a lot better with him than it does Austin Theory, because all he does is that stupid ass smile all the damn time.
It's like it's like if you took all of the charisma and charm from Dolph Ziggler, and then you just gave Austin, and you gave him his you gave him Tyler Breeze's phone storyline thing, and that's what Austin Theory is.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea who the fuck any of you are talking about. I know Pat McAfee, and you said Brock, so I'm assuming you're talking about Brock Lesnar.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
All the other fucking people, I have no idea who the hell
Just sit there and look pretty. Just sit there and look pretty.
Well, I mean,
Steve,
I don't know if you heard of AJ Styles, but I think you know Edge. That's going to be a pretty decent
Get
match.
ready to fly, man.
Randy Orton.
You
start
don't
getting
know,
into the older heads. Yeah,
you don't know passion until you have to stay up till like 1 a.m. and watch an hour of crappy wrestling just to watch AJ fight.
But yeah, Steve,
those CSN days for TNA.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Pat. To answer Steve's question, I think it's going to be Pat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pat. I too love not putting over young talent for old announcers.
Well, I mean, it's just obvious because
I love Pat McAfee, but I'm like, really? Like, what?
Well,
this is just that's WWE's problem in a nutshell.
Well, because Vince gave him the opportunity on Pat's show, and that.
Yeah, I know. But that's just their main problem, and why they don't have any real stars that's not a member of the Shield.
I know what you mean.
Well, I mean, that's
all their stars are guys from different countries.
The development is completely off. Is like the development is still like in the 80s, and
all the guys that they developed are gone
for the most part. Yeah.
Well, what it was Triple H bringing in indie guys, and
it worked really well.
Yeah, but the thing about what Vince is all about his organic, his kind of guys, like the big muscular kind of guy that he knows that he developed.
He's made taking the John Cena Batista. He's made 2 guys in like 15 years, and they all came from the same fucking stable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny. So like when Scott Hall passed last week, I started watching like a whole bunch of like shit on YouTube from like back in the day, because like that was when like I was actually into wrestling. Like
that's when everybody watched wrestling.
Yeah, like I was a big Shawn Michaels fan.
The golden age of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But it, like I was thinking about it, especially with him. So when he and Kevin Nash went to WCW,
brother,
that changed the way wrestling was.
Yeah, because it was the forbidden door.
Yep.
And then
which is funny because they weren't even the first people to do it. That's the funniest part.
No, but it was the way that WCW did it. But then after that,
but Luger did it first, though. They don't ever talk about it.
But they did it differently. Like it was the way
Luger sucked. Okay.
Yeah, no one really cared about Luger.
Yeah, but like when he came out, like he was still under contract, and everyone was just like, "Wait, what?"
But it's still when you're talking about. Well, I want to let Dan finish his story. Go ahead, man.
You had two big guys coming from the rival
companies,
company, and it literally just exploded everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw on the NWO thing, and then it just really took the fuck off.
Yep.
And then the WWF responds with DX and that whole mantra and all that shit.
And then WCW invaded. And...
Yeah.
Yep.
But I clearly don't pay attention, and I clearly don't watch it like I used to or whatever.
Well, compared to what it was when we were growing up, no, it's not the same.
Yeah, well, and I feel
all
like
you gotta do is understand that Scott Hall stopped wrestling in 1990.
Well, here's my problem. I feel like since then they haven't, and obviously like the whole thing with Stone Cold and McMahon, like that whole feud obviously was like the whole Attitude Era. We'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
as soon as
feel
they
like
went, what was it, TVPG or whatever?
Yep.
yeah,
As
Yeah.
soon as they went TVPG, everyone's like, "Ah, shit, here we go."
I feel like they just haven't done enough to like, I want to say change the game, but like do something that's gonna like just drive everybody crazy. Now,
I mean,
everybody's just,
that's
like,
what
trying to
AEW's kind of been doing. They've been opening the forbidden door. They've been willing to work with other promotions, whereas WWE's just like, no.
Well, no, I just said it like this. AEW has become like the that Fire Pro Wrestling game where you kind of, they don't say their name, but you see all like the wrestlers from all the different organizations. But I understand what you're saying, Dan, because when we was growing up, it wasn't just because you tune in on Monday nights or even they started to try to have like the little Thursday night war with Thunder and SmackDown, but it was just that from that time, like you had to talk about wrestling. I mean, you talking about wrestling was all over the place and it was just in the mainstream all the time. But when you're talking about that time of where we was going away from the narrative of always rooting for the good guy, you're supposed to hate the bad guy, then next thing you know, everybody's starting to root for the bad guys. And
I was waiting. I'm like,
the same type of scripted crap. Now you had to rewrite everything. It had changed. It truly changed the game. I mean, from that, what is it? Oh, let's see, my internet messing up.
no, you're good. You're good now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, internet messing up. But no, that Hulk Hogan turn, that's what really brought more shine to WCW.
Yeah.
Because for one, even though it should have happened a longer time ago, to finally see it happen, that's what really shocked the world.
And people don't understand too how big of a deal that was back then. That was huge.
I mean, and that's why I said, like, people don't understand how big wrestling really was back in the day. Like, you could not go anywhere without either seeing a wrestling shirt or hearing somebody talk about it. Like, you going in school, you'll see kids trying to do wrestling moves in the hallway. You know, I mean, everybody went to detention for either telling the teacher to suck it or giving them the finger.
Or just what do you call it? Like when you're out in the hallway with your friends, you do this all the time.
Yeah, just cross chopping away. You know,
the Rocks was my favorite though. What's your name?
It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't matter what your name is.
Everybody, I mean, it was
so stupid though.
I mean, freaking! I remember ordering paper when I finally got a chance to order a WrestleMania. My first WrestleMania was WrestleMania 2000 or WrestleMania 16, and yeah, I was pissed off about that one. I had to witness the fucking Triple H win that one. That was some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
But WrestleMania 17 will always be the greatest WrestleMania for me because I actually hosted a WrestleMania party for that one. I mean, you can't tell me like that build up. I mean, it blew I think Hulk Hogan and Andre Giant kind of like that mystique of a matchups of WrestleManias. Like that to me now, when I think about WrestleMania matches, I think about Stone Cold and The Rock WrestleMania 17.
Oh sure, yeah.
Because I mean, so during that era, I mean, you couldn't top it. So
no,
it sucks. It sucks to see how wrestling is now. I mean, now I try to understand about how WrestleMania is, a two-nighter now, but
if it was like good, I'd be excited. But it's just like
I hear you.
Maybe like one or two matches I'm excited.
Did COVID change that? Why did that change?
No, they just suck. Like
it's just more ways to make money. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Well, they saw how what was it? What's the Japan promotion?
New Japan.
New Japan. Yeah, they see how they do like their WrestleMania Kingdom, and they have two-nighters. So
yeah,
they figured if they can pull it off, and that's like their big pay-per-view, why can't they?
Yeah.
And
Vince just
for the
sees money. Yeah, Vince just sees money being printed. So
yeah, but the problem is they don't line up the card that well, and
no.
There's just no build up. They just throw matches together on the card. Like, oh my god, look at this stellar lineup, and I'm like, sure, okay.
Yeah, right.
But what today's wrestling doesn't have compared to what we used to have, we used to care about every character. Yep. Like you used to care about from the mid card all the way up. If you even got to see a wrestler like develop, like if you really got to see a wrestler like come from like the lower cards all the way up, like you was like, yeah, I believed in him. I saw him.
Yeah,
you know.
That's
like
because they don't care. And their whole thing right now is if you're not someone that they care about, they don't want you to care about it. Right. Like Zack Ryder is the perfect example of that. Oh my God. So the big ship, the big empire did not like you. You went out of your way to get over. You made yourself over. You made the fans love you. And what did they do? They fucked you over until they fired you.
Pretty much.
And that is WWE in general. It's like they want you to grab the brass ring, except if you're someone they don't want to grab it, and then they just don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what it is called they don't get it. Like when they see Zack Ryder, and they see how popular he was, but they looking at him, they like this. We don't get it.
I mean, he's doing great stuff right now.
Like they'll try to feed into it, but they still saying we don't get it, so they're not buying into it. See, that's the difference. With Stone Cold, they got it. It's like it was pretty. They saw it and everything. They ran with it, like just like how they did Bray Wyatt. I felt like that was their new Undertaker, and they screwed the pooch on it.
Well, yeah, but that's their whole thing is that they didn't like get it. Read the room. They don't know how to read the room. You can't exactly have a successful show when every week right before you air you change everything.
Yeah,
and that's what happens.
Voice.
And everything feels the same.
You can say what you want about AEW, but there's one voice. There's one voice. There's one plan. This is the plan. This is the plan. This is where we're going with the plan. It's not like 2 minutes before the show they're like, "Oh my god, this is really great. We're gonna have so and so win." But what if we do this really random swerve for no reason at all?
Mm-hmm.
And that's WWE in a nutshell. They're like, "Oh my god, everyone know the story is going in this one general direction. We're gonna have them win." No, we're not. We're gonna have this one random person win, and no one's gonna understand anything that's going on.
Yeah.
Well, they don't make you tune in. Another reason why we loved it, because every Monday night you're wondering who's going to do what.
Yep.
You want to be surprised from either Stone Cold pulling out a beer truck to freaking The Rock, Here's Your Life. There were so many great moments, and you wasn't expecting it, but you knew you had to tune in because you're like this. I don't want to miss it. I know something's going to happen. So
yeah, absolutely.
It
should be. Yeah. It should be a fun weekend. But
final thoughts.
Yeah, but fam, we appreciate you for watching. Todd, we always appreciate you coming on. Phillies start next week. WrestleMania this weekend. We got the Final Four for the NCAA tournament this weekend. So
go North Carolina.
Go Duke.
You're a Duke. What? Duke.
What?
Go Duke.
Duke.
Go fuck yourself, Pete. Really, I'm sorry. Family show aside.
Trash ass out of here.
Don't you dare come down this tobacco road and think you're not gonna get your ass cut, boy. You done lost your damn mind. You want to scream out Duke, man? You better go on somewhere.
Go Duke.
Man, okay, so you're Eagles, Browns, USFL, fucking Duke. Where the fuck are you at, man? God damn.
At least Todd's
you
from
are
North
all
Carolina,
over the fucking place.
He's from North Carolina and he roots for the Yankees. How the fuck does that work? I don't want to hear shit.
You're rooting for Duke.
Yeah, right.
Where the fuck is your
And plus, my dad grew up in Bronx, New York. You don't think he's going to take me to Yankee game?
Okay, that makes sense.
Coach K, best college coach ever.
See, at least mine makes sense.
Oh,
Okay, you're all over the fucking place. I can understand if you were saying that you love Major League or something like that. That's the only time I love Cleveland, because when I'm watching Major League,
Cleveland rocks, man.
Major League.
No,
I'll
the
watch
movie
that now that
rock.
you said that.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that now.
Yeah,
Go watch Drew Carey show.
be a little juice for baseball.
Me and me and Pete were talking about Moneyball earlier. I might watch Moneyball too.
Yeah, I might watch Moneyball when I get off this now.
Moneyball is a good one, but all right, let's get out here. Let's get out here. Watch some baseball movies.
All right, let's go watch some baseball movies. Baseball.
All right.
As always, Fan Friday is brought to you by Gleason's Bar. Gleason's Bar is located 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or order online. The promo code again is A2D for 10% off your order at Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com. We are also brought to you by FanUp. FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NBA contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value. I'm telling you, we're just giving stuff away. And again, if you want to gamble this weekend, become an A2D member. Only $9.99 a month. Perks include appearances on shows, members only live streams, shout outs, weekly sports picks from Money Pop Podcast and Willie Vegas. I'm telling you, Nate's going to make you some money. Nate's making you money. Same thing with Wilson. $9.99 a month. Make the little $10 a month can make you a lot of money. And the members.
I follow Nate for baseball, boy. That's the one thing that Nate racks up on. He racks up on fucking baseball. He pulls out brooms, people.
Yes, sir. But fam, we'll check you back next week. Got a bunch of shows tomorrow as well. So we'll catch you guys back on another edition of Fan Friday. Later, guys.